Greetings, fellow Demon Slayers. This is Taimanin here today with another video. So for today's topic, we're going to do a quick one. We're going to play this sweet Yukikaze and show you guys a run of Event Hard 5 with this character. I'm trying to do it with like characters that are not Emily, because we all know that Emily's broken and she can kind of just walk through anything. So we're going to use Yukikaze, plus she's more fun to play anyway. Not that Emily isn't fun, but Yuki's a good old time, so we're going to take this sweet reindeer Yuki, put her to work. Come over to Event, Section 5. Going to do that sweet fiver. And yeah, I'll show you guys the gameplay, show you how I dealt with the boss and got the gems really easily. And then after that, I will share the build with you guys, and that'll be the video. So the first thing I like to do is get my sweet Frieza Death Ball going. Always gotta watch for this annoying ninja chick. She always tries to throw that shuriken like a dingus. Okay. Alright. Something there? No, they're all dead. Okay. Yeah, this build is like pretty easy. Like I've shared it before. Like I've made some changes to it for like, well, not for this, but just since like other supporters have come out, the build is like a little bit different. But overall, it's just about placing your death ball, timing your dodge, and using your Ryun at the most opportune times, like here. They're all clumped up, but they pretty much all melted in there, so I don't think I even need that. Anyway, we are to the boss. So let's show her what for needs be. She's so good. Look at her. Look at her. I love her. So I like to drop Kaoru ASAP. Fish for a Ryun ASAP. And now I can ult. I just want to like push all those cooldowns before ulting, because then the cooldowns refresh while the ult is doing its thing. And since she's all stunned here, we're going to do one of these. She's pretty much in dire straits right now. So yeah, she's dead. No, you killed me. How could you? God, I hate how her hair stretches like that. I don't know if you guys saw it on the model and before people rewind to see it, but like when she dies and like reaches out and kind of gets up and does that, yeah, I'm dead, her hair kind of stretches off the ground like it's caught on something. Hey, that was a pretty fast time. That's faster than I actually did it myself without recording. So that's cool. Good girl, Yuki. Okay. So, we're going to get the stuff. I'll do a couple of pulls. Maybe I get lucky because of that sweet video luck. Get to box 5, eh? Okay, come on. No? Okay. Oh, we got one more. Yeah, whatever. Now, we'll come over to the character screen. First, we'll give you a head pat. Yeah, that's right, you walk around for the camera. Do your little turn on the catwalk. Okay. So, Yuki's build. As you can see, she has this like nice fat 10k attack. Anyway, what we're using the classic Greek fire, of course, with her sidearm Oni Bamore. This will be replaced for her PvP weapon in the coming weeks. I almost have the coins to get that to S level 5. So we're going to simply remove this and give her that in her secondary slot, just for the additional stats and CP, because that's going to be S level 5 while this is still S level 4. As far as the Magatama, we're running increased damage dealt to all enemies on each one, like so. I believe I showed you guys when I rolled for these. So they actually ended up going to Yuki just to give her that nice boost in damage. And then we have another set of maxed out red Magatamas and the secondary weapon, just to push that attack stat. Fun fact, Yuki, when you get a majority of her skins, she has the highest base attack. Last time I did the math, she was tied with Sakura for highest attack, actually. I think Sakura might have a little bit more now, because of the demon, or the Oni skins that just came out. But either way, like, Yuki's either second or first best for attack stat, with her skins. Just mind you, like without her skins, her attack stat sucks. But with all of them, or at least all of the skins that give attack, so like this, I believe this, no, this did, this gave it. Like all these things give her attack, so it just adds up. Like you see, she has 1,000 extra attack. So keep that in mind. She hits pretty hard with her skins included. So that's why we're stacking red Magatamas to just further abuse that stat, and that's why we have all damage rolls for the same reason. So moving on to skills, we're using the classic. We're using our Sweet Raijudan, or rather, this is Raijudan. We're using the Sweet Raijudan with a green mane for that awesome Frieza Death Ball because, as you can see, it covers a really huge radius. It's a really nice slow-moving AoE. And because of how it travels, you pretty much always have it at the ready because it persists on the screen for a really long time. Next, we look at Ryune. I'm sure everyone already knows about this skill. She jumps in the air, she does a sweet Beyblade spin. She gets nice lifesteal off of it, and if you critical hit, the crits do 250% more damage, which is pretty much how she gets such a speedy clear against bosses. Like, as long as she crits and you get a clean Ryune on them after popping their shield, along with the Greek Fire buff, you're gonna see, like, the boss health bar literally melt. And the final skill we're using is Rakurai, just to give her that little bit of CC on ultimate dodge. And with pure green, or rather just having 2 set of green, the cooldown is reduced by 20%, so you can pretty much ultimate dodge when you need. And if you get a nice amount of enemies in here, it's a free setup for a good old Ryune AoE. Or even a Raijudan, if you threw that out there and you hit the clump of enemies, you know, they're gonna die. So, supporters. As of right now, we are using the classic Kaworu. The increased critical damage of all attacks by 48% is great, since Yuki is ranged, like, she's going to get a crit eventually, because one, she's across the screen, so you're always able to really fish for attacks, to the point you don't really need to spoil her with crit rate. The other thing is, Raijudan and Ryune rapidly hit, so it's really easy to score criticals just because of the amount of hits she's putting out off of her abilities. And then, of course, I always say this, Kaworu's ability, Evil Chain, is basically like running a second ult. Like, it doesn't deal as much as an ult, but the AoE for 850% damage is rather beefy, and if the stun persists for 3 seconds, then you get a second AoE, like, it hits the enemies twice, as long as they stay stunned through the duration of her ability. So it's really good DPS, it's really good for clearing a wave when you're about to fight a boss, and it's really good for popping the boss's shield. As you guys saw, Kalia's shield was rather low when I actually decided to engage her. That's because I popped Kaworu early in the fight. Next we're going to look at good old Nanami. Now this spot used to be reserved for Yuna. I ended up switching in Nanami. While she gives less HP restored from all sources, she actually makes the chance of getting pots 32% more likely. So what ends up happening is, when you need to do something like clear a 50% health challenge, just the sheer amount of HP potions there makes it really trivial, mixed with the lifesteal you're also getting from Ryune, and the 36% HP from all sources is still rather beefy for Yukikaze, because you're not really getting hit so much that you need the 60%, or however much it was Yuna gave. I think it's 60, let's look at her. I don't want to be wrong, that would suck. Come on, game. Here she is. Yeah, 60%. So you don't really need all that like extra HP healing. And Nanami kind of takes a little bit of that away and gives you the utility of extra pots dropping. And since I predominantly play Green Yuki in PvE anyway, she's a really good like supporter to throw on her. Last but not least, we're using good old Momoko because I really like the particle regen. I always say this, I love Momoko, I think she's a great supporter, even if she's just a super rare. That particle regen is really helpful, like in some dailies it allows me to ult twice, and even if I decide to hold the ult, it's just good to have because when I need to ult, I have an ult. Then that's what she's there for. If you decide that you don't want to use Momoko for whatever reason, you can always take and just splash Yuna into the build in her place and just really abuse the healing from Ryun and the healing from the additional pots you will be getting. When the adult Yukikaze supporter comes out, what will end up happening is I will probably... Yeah, it's tough. I may either... it's in the air. I don't know which one I'll take off. I'm going to keep Kaoru in the build and move her to a sub-slot, and I'll probably remove either Momoko or Nanami. I don't know yet. I'll have to playtest around with them. But basically, the main slot is going to Adult Yuki. Kaoru will be a sub, and then the third supporter's up in the air, but it will be one of these two. I'll just have to mess with it and see how it feels. And that's pretty much the build. Like, as you can see, she's sitting happy at 78k CP, and I'm gonna get her to 80k. That's like a personal goal. I want to see if I can break 80 on a character. So with that, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I enjoyed playing Yuki. She's such a good girl. And yeah, good luck in the event. Like, I'd love to hear how you guys are clearing it on hard, because while the boss isn't really hard, they really littered us with some annoying enemy types. At least I feel. I really have a disdain for like both of the ninja types, and I can't stand those dogs either because they like run around sporadically and move out of your attacks. Like, one example is like when I shoot Yuki's Raijudan, the big Frieza death ball, sometimes the dog just decides to run across the screen totally out of the radius, and I just look as my time gets wasted. So, yeah, the enemy types kind of bugged me, but the boss, she's not so bad. Either way, you guys have a great rest of your day, have good luck in your gachas and in the arena, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with another video. Bye-bye.